So I don't usually do team builders like this, right? Or not team builders. Uh, uh, I wouldn't do draft analysis like this, but I'm going to. Uh, I wasn't gonna put it on a doc or anything. I didn't intend on doing it at all. I was just gonna put it in the week one team builder, but I opted just to put it on a doc and make it much better. Or a sheet, I guess. Not a sheet. It's a PowerPoint slide. There we go. Uh, but this is tier three and below week season three. It's not. So we call it the GPA tier three and below, or we started calling it that strictly because it has 7 out of 8 of the GPA members. I'm pretty sure 7 out of 8 of the tier three and below participants are also in the GPA. uh, because Jason, Amp, Zeus, Hazy, me, Amp, and Mithlo, and the one that isn't is Melon. So 7 out of 8 are in the GPA, so we just call it the GPA season tier three below. It's more of the meme, but eh, made a logo, so you can see that in the background. But I probably I don't know, but it's GPA tier three below league now. Let's get into her draft. Uh, First Pokemon was Gardevoir. This is the first Pokemon I drafted all of our. We had third pick overall. Um, like that's a pretty good spot. I was okay with it. If I would gotten like fourth or fifth, that would have been really bad. But third isn't terrible. It's not good, but it's not terrible. I would prefer second. I don't like having first just because you get the entire wheel forward and backwards uh, until you get your pick. So last, I prefer last over first. I'm gonna be honest, especially in something like this. Truly, because in normal drafts you can see the Pokemon are dominating, but in tier three and below, it's a lot less so that Pokemon just absolutely dominate. We got rid of like Mandibuzz, Hippowdon. We banned all these because they'd be broken. We banned Haxorus. Well, these basically all the ones that were not banned last season. Uh, uh, all the banned Pokemon that were not banned last season. Banned this time, and like a lot of tier fours were moved up to tier three this generation. Pod, Gardevoir's for tier three. Uh, Pangoro. A lot of mines were moved up, but anyway, uh, we had third pick overall, and for that pick, I opted to get Gardevoir. Now, Gardevoir was for our tier three pick, our tier three pick. Um, I've been seeing different people with Gardevoir and like regular hair drafts, put in a ton of work with Gardevoir. Chimpact this season in the WBE, not WBE, APA, has it. I think it's Chimpact. Was it Chimpact? I don't remember. It was Chimpact. And then I think and then a Pokemon had it WB. I think that's how that works. But um, they put in a ton of work with it. Not okay, like they didn't put in a ton of work, but Gardevoir was the goat, and I opted to get it because I thought it'd be fun to use. 125 base special attack is fantastic. Uh, it's good because it doesn't have to be invested to hit hard. I love Pokemon that can be defensive, but if they like, this is not going to be primarily defensive. Like, not defensive. It can be bulky, but not defensive. There's a difference between being bulky and defensive. Hippowdon, Mandibuss, they're defensive, but like bulky Gardevoir, bulky Glade. I don't know why I just realized Glade like the other evolution. I don't know. That was not intended, but uh, they're set, but they're not defensive. There's a big difference between defensive and bulky. But a bulky Gardevoir, it's still gonna hit hard. Its stat for non-invested still 286. Um, coming off a base 125 base special attack, fantastic moonblast, sidekicks. I also got mystical fire this generation. Uh, I can't actually look through this set. It was the one flaw with this way, but I don't mind. Then it only has 68 HP and 65 defense, so it's gonna die to any physical move. My special defense is 115. That's not bad whatsoever. It's pretty bulky, especially. 80 base speeds, and this generation's alright, but because the speed tier's kind of went down this generation, but you'll see that compares to my team a lot. But this is our fairy type. Those are our psychic type, but primarily our fairy type. This can start our fairy dragon steel core. Uh, I was looking, so I didn't know I wanted to do this team. I don't go in with prep with like I don't go in with the draft plan. That's what I was trying to look for. I used to, but I don't anymore because I get tired of getting sniped. So my new thing is if you don't have a plan, you can't get sniped. I'll look at Pokemon in particular. Like uh, I was looking at Gardevoir. Uh, I was looking. What was one mon in particular I was looking at? I don't recall, but I was looking at one more, but it got actually sniped. Uh, I'm gonna go look on my phone just because I don't actually know. I'm gonna go back. So I was looking at Valley. That went first pick. I didn't care about that too much. I was looking at. I can't. I don't know, but I was like Rose Raid. I was looking at Rose Raid. Cause I like Rose Raid. I used it once in the draft league. I don't like it. I didn't like it that much, but I'm still gonna try to give it another go. But uh anyway, doesn't matter. We got Gardevoir. Uh, Fairy type. Yeah, already been over this. We grabbed Pangora's second pick. I feel like this mon's busted in this format. I feel like it's good in regular. Um, Again, Pokemon had it in WBE. Uh, he didn't use it much, but the Dark Fighting type, base 58 speed, not good, but coming off a base 124 attack, and it got Darkest Lair generation as well. It can throw off stab close combat with Scrappy. It can hit those types even, so you don't have that problem anymore. And even if like we choose not going Scrappy, when like Iron Defense or Mold Breaker, which is the other two options, you still have the stab dark type move as a Darkest Lariat knockoff, because it took a knockoff this generation as well. Uh, and also, Pigoro was RU, and then it got banned because it's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I wish it was still RU, but because it's not as good as in R in UU. But I like Pangoro. Like I never used to really like it that much, but I'm coming to like it this season for tier three. Uh, it's actually relatively bulky as well. 95 base HP is not bad. Like it's not fantastic, but it can take a non-stab fairy move, or it can't take that obviously, but it can take non-super effective hits pretty well. There we go. Uh, with that, uh, it gets moves like bullet punch. It also hits fairies. It gets 4 times weak to fairy, and that's bad and all, but we'll deal with that in a minute. We'll get our fairy answers later. But it has ways to hit fairies. Faster fairies, you got bullet punch. Slower or slightly faster, that might be slower, as in like Alcremie. And I don't know any that speed here, but more so Alcremie, because I think Alcremie's like a little bit faster, 60, 65 ish. But you can hit with even Gunk Shot then because they were more defensive. You have Bullet Punch for the faster ones with Iron Fist. Bullet Punch actually is it's 48 base power then, but like a super effective one That means it's 96 base power. That's not bad. Increases by 16 with the Iron Fist boost. Uh, so, uh, I mean, it's gonna run offensive. This, again, it can run bulky. It's not as good as Yard working bulky by any means, but Yard Wolf has cool moves like support options like Healing Wish. It gets Wish, Protect. Healing Wish also changes slightly this generation. Where if you go Healing Wish into a full HP Pokemon, it's not actually gonna Healing Wish it back. It's gonna Healing Wish it to the next damaged Pokemon. I don't find it that huge because generally I'm not Healing Wishing directly into a full HP Pokemon, even in Gen 7. I don't think I ever did that, but anyway, back to Pangoro. uh, but close combat, Gunk Shot, Darkest Lariat, Knockoff, Drain Punches, everything coming out from this Pokemon is going to hit super hard. And in a low tier league where not a lot of bulky Pokemon are there, stuff like Pangoro, not Pangoro, Hippowdon, stuff like Mandibuzz, they're not, Mandibuzz, I don't know if you would take it, but they're not here to take the moves that Pangoro would like for you to not like. uh, Pangoro and Gardevoir provide at a very nice offensive core. Uh, Pangoro breaks the Steel types, Gardevoir breaks for the Fighting type, yeah. I had to think about that one. But this pairs a really nice offensive core. Uh, Choice Band and Life Orb. I guess you can run like lefties set up, but yeah, I doubt that as much. But third pick, we chose Noivern. Now, I said this earlier. There we go. I actually don't know if I did, but I actually tried getting Noivern to tier 3. I put it as a vote, because we did vote with Pokemon. That's how Pangoro was tier 3. That was a very clear vote. It was like 11-0. Or, I don't know how many people voted on it. I think 8, actually. But it was like 8-0. It was very blat- uh, blank, blatant which way it was going. I have more English, by the way. It's just like 5 o'clock in the morning. Yep. Uh, it was very blatant, but like Noivern, I think it was like 3-5 in the opposing keep it tier 4. So I did to draft it. My team was looking a little bit slow. So I wanted a fast type, fast Pokemon. Uh, and Gardevoir and plus Noivern provide my first two Pokemon for the Fairy Dragon Steel Core. I my Steel type now. Uh, 97 base, it's not fantastic, but Flying Stab plus Dragon Stab, two of the best offensive types in my opinion. Uh, Coming off it, it's not actually that miserable. Specs can hit really hard, and having a speed tier higher than probably about 85% of the meta, not even meta, but 85% of Pokemon is still in Gen 8, and probably even more so for Tier 3. Probably outspeeds like 95% of them. Like, I can't think of a Pokemon. A Bolton, no, Bolton's slower. A Celebor's faster. That's the only one that comes off right off my head. I'm sure there's others, but that's the first one to come up on my head. Has a speed tier faster than most Pokemon, and to get that fast hits off, even though its special attack is not fantastic. Draco plus Hurricane, high base power moves, they're going to hit very hard anyway. It's also a very nice defogger, especially with heavy duty boot. Means defog's much more viable. It's also relatively bulky, 85, 80, 80. That's not bad. Defensive flying's not fantastic outside of like a secondary steel type. That's pretty much the only way to make them good. Uh, which has been shown in Gen 6, Gen 7, Gen 8, Corviknight, Celesteela, and Skarmory. Every one of them has a primary flying. I guess Skarmory wasn't Gen 6, but I mean, Steel Flying's been proved to be good, but I mean, Noivern's a pretty solid pick. It, yeah. Next one was Pod. Uh, I'm I still iffy on Pod. I don't personally like Pod. Pod got a boost though, specifically to boots this generation. Uh, because it means it doesn't have to swap into Stealth Rock. It's not as worried about Stealth Rocks then, but now it's kind of forced to run heavy to boot. Like Generation didn't have the option for it, therefore you had to choose between like Lung, Citrus, Bandit. I hated Life Orb, but I've seen a few Life Orbs. Because Life Orb knocks you into emergency exit faster. Why would you want to do that? I don't get that. Anyway, I was looking at something, but uh, I do this on sheets because I'm lazy to actually do anything else. But I was just thought of something like 2 seconds ago because my screen, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, we I I'm still iffy on the six. Like two, even now, we're in week three now, but like I don't know how I feel about five as like a Pokemon. Not even on this draft, like as a Pokemon. 125 base attack, that's fantastic. 140 defense, pretty solid. I say that as if 140 defense is bad. It's really good. Even when not invested, it's fantastic. 90 speed, not bad either. Just its flaw is that it can't take hits at all because strictly because you get below 50% and suddenly you have to go, and it's bad, especially because stealth rocks. You're weak to stealth rocks. Therefore, you can't just say, "Well, I'm not weak to stealth rocks, so you're fine," but you are. So you take 25%, meaning you can only take 25% before swapping out again. So I mean, I there's been some situations where it's actually okay that you swapped out. Like you can use it as a cool pivot, but outside of that, mm, uh, it gets spikes. It gets first impression. First impression is broken, but it's actually not. But it's really good as a that helps it out. It does just strictly because you get priority. You get sucker punch. You get aqua jet. You get first impression with Mon. You get multiple priority options, so you can get a hit off before you have to swap out due to emergency exit. uh, Bug water. It's alright offensive stab, but you get spikes, so you can force swaps on like fast psychic types, Espeon, Espeon, and that's even like a scary spike strictly because he could actually stay in if he wanted to. Uh, predict your spike, even if he doesn't knock you to emergency exit, he gets a spike up then. So that was just a very odd situation, but I had not been put in that situation by the way. I think Espeon went undrafted. It went drafted, but then he got traded off into free agent, so it's undrafted now. um, our team's really slow. It has well, it's not really slow. 81, 23, 53, 58, 58, and 40. It's not miserable. We have two slow, one mid, and one high, which I mean it's first level one. We can easily fix that. Pod starts our Firewater Grass Core. And Pokemon is Doughblade. I wanted to fill out my Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and I wanted a Ghost type at this point. Like I was looking, there was not many options. Like I was looking at good Steel types, and there just wasn't that many. I really didn't want to grab Doughblade. I'll be honest. Like I'm okay with it now. Like I like this Pokemon. Like because 1 to 50 defense with Eviolite is fantastic. And then even with just 110 attack, that's uninvested. You're great with it. His priority sneak. Uh, no guard. That's what I was trying to figure out with the ability. It means you can't just rock slide. I mean, no guard doesn't help Doughblade very much. It's got like Stone Edge would be really cool, but it has no reason to get Stone Edge. It's rock slide, so I mean you have 100% accurate rock slides and like toxic, 200% land in. Does it get Willow? Most of its ghost types get Willow, so if it gets Willow, no, it doesn't get Willow. It's Steel type. which types do matter, by the way, but it doesn't get low. Uh, yeah, it most definitely does not go low. uh, it would have 100% accurate willows if it got low, but it was a close combat. Got close combat generation, which is cool for it, but not that great for it. Strictly because you're never being really put in that situation where you want to have close combat over, per se, Sacred Sword. I mean, I don't. Steel type, opposing steel types, obviously. I would still generally prefer Sacred Sword just because you don't want the defense drops. Sacred Sword's strong enough. And you're facing with Steelix, even then you want Sacred Sword because of Nor's stat changes. So if he starts like cursing, then you're fine. uh, Doughblade, I'm looking back on it now. I 100% agree with it. Then I was very unsure on it, but next one was Rotomo. Okay, funny story with Rotomo. I somehow always get Rotomo. Like I don't ever go into the draft thinking about, oh, I'm gonna get Rotomo. But I knew I needed a grass type. I needed an electric type. Uh, so Rotomo just kind of fit, and he got Nasty Plot this generation, which is fantastic for it. Uh, 107 to fit and special to fit. That means it's really bulky with 105 special attack. It's a powerful special attack stat, and does not even need to be invested to be offensive. That's with a lot of my Pokemon, like Doughblade, Rotomo, Gardevoir, Noivern, all they still hit hard, even uninvested. And I love Pokemon like that. But 86 base speed, that's good enough. Uh, Still only have one Pokemon above base 100, but it's a low tier, and the speed tier no act this generation, so. And I have multiple Pokemon that run Scarf, run Mo, Pingor even can, as a slower one, but Gardevoir, and yeah. But I somehow always end up getting Rotomo. I don't always do, but I've gotten Rotomo more than anything in my entire draft career. It's my most used Pokemon. Don't know why. I don't even remotely know why. But I don't know. It's also my favorite rodent form. Uh, I think it looks cool. Like I understand that it's a lawnmower, but it still looks cool to me. uh, it hits hard. It doesn't have much coverage. Like it gets like foul play, which is cool for it. Volt switch. Rotom is my favorite. Like offensively, it was actually valid in OU at one moment, but just cause rain, it matched up fantastic versus rain. Obviously, it's electric and grass, but it was cool for like Seismitoad because Seismitoad was on every single team. It still is. So, but Rotom, it's cool in OU, but definitely my favorite Rotom form because it's a Volt Switcher that can pressure ground, which is I love any Volt Switcher who can punish ground slash have U-turn over Volt Switch, but even so, I still prefer having a super effective hit versus a ground type rather than having to play U-turn, such as one of my Pokemon later. We'll see, but Mo, eh, I still agree with this pick. I still agree with this pick. 50 basic speed means it's not that physically or not bulky overall, but yeah, we'll wait. So Flareon, I needed a tier 5, and I started getting free picks, which my last two were, but that was not any logic in draft, but yeah. But I got Flareon. I saw Flareon put in work versus Pokemon because Pokemon had a Vanillix APA, and the opponent had a Flareon, so it dealt with the Vanillix. It was cool. It gets Wish. It gets Protect, obviously. uh, Flare Blitz, Flamethrower. It's it's kind of like it's not that good of a Pokemon, but it helped me complete my Fire, Water, Grass and Pod Rotom Flareon. It's relatively specially bulky. It's pretty offensive. 130 special, not special, base attack, and even 95 special attack. So you can still use Flamethrower pretty effectively. Uh, like at this point, I know I need a tier 5 still, I just didn't know what else to get, so I opted to get Flareon. So I saw it there, and if I had never seen it versus a Pokemon, definitely would not even remotely remembered this Pokemon, or much less thought I was gonna draft it. But mm, it's a cool Pokemon. Okay, please don't hate me on this one. Uh, Diramaka. Hear me out. Hear me out. I need your night type. That was the first thing. I need another tier five. I didn't fancy any tier five I type left. Vanilluxe is already gone, I think, because it was actually tier five in this. Unless I voted for it to be up, which I should have. I think I only saw it being tier five in the draft, which I found wild. It was still tier five, but that's ever tier five to be honest. But uh, I think Vanilluxe is either A gone or B not tier five. But Darumaka, Darmanitan, Galarian is broken. So can we're gonna move down the tiers. So can we make the baby one better? It does not get Ice Crash, by the way. It gets Hustle as well. So it get Gorilla Tactics. So it doesn't have Icicle Crash. It gets Ice Punch though. That's good enough. It still gets Flare Blitz. It still gets U-Turn. It doesn't get Earthquake, but it gets Superpower. So do I predict this mod doing anything at all? Yes, I do, because I'm gonna make myself bring it at least once. I'm not bringing a playoff ever. Like that's not even a mod you need a prep for playoffs. That's a joke, by the way. If he has a good matchup, I'm gonna use it. I don't care. But 90 base attack is not bad, especially coming out with a hustle. Uh, boosts attacks by 1.5, but it's just accuracy I'm really worried about. Like that's why I don't use Darumaka. Because what if I miss? Huge wide wing. That could not work. I mean it could, but it would only boost them to 88 because the 1.1 and hustle's 0.8, so it go up to 88, which is not bad. 88 is not bad at all. I miss Stone Ages all the time, but I don't miss many Dracos, which is 90, which is close enough to 88. Pretty sure my screen just got brighter, but uh, it gets Ice Punch. Probably gonna run Twitch Scarf most of the time, I guess, just because it's 50 base speed. How it's not gonna get any attack off because it's 45 defenses, but you know, it's gonna come. I can promise you that. I don't know when it's gonna come, but it's definitely gonna come at least once. Next one was Gardevoir. Garbodor. Did you say Garbodor or Garbodor? I say Garbodor, but anyway, I was gonna grab Weezing, but either A, Weezing was gone, or B, Weezing was tier 4. Pretty sure it was tier 4, because Garbodor was tier 5. Uh, and I wanted the points, so I'm grabbing Garbodor. And I wanted a grounded poison rather than a floating poison, because, like, I want to absorb T-Spike. I don't want to completely ignore it. Like, having a floating T-Spike absorber, as in floating poison type, it's just a tease. But Garbodor's pretty bulky all around. 80, 82, 82. It's a poison type, which my team lacks. It gets T-Spikes. It gets Spikes as well. But it gets cool coverage, too. Uh, it gets Drain Punch. It gets Gunk Shot, obviously. It gets Stomping Tantrum. It gets C-Bomb. It gets T-Bolt. I mean, it gets cool coverage options. So, like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not good, but it's not that bad. And base 95 attack, uninvested gunk shot, it's gonna do decent damage too. So like, Darabaka was not a mean pick, by the way. I just got the Pokemon to help it with do stuff. That was my logic. But anyway, our next Pokemon Helios. This is where it gets serious again. I had a lot of points left, so and I knew I needed a normal type still because my team didn't have one. It's a double electric, as in we have double electric types now. But I mean, it gave me a speed turn above base 100, which my team did lag. I was gonna try to get an electric Pokemon above base 100, but yeah, it didn't work out, just to say the least. um, what did I special attack? I mean, it's not bad. And 109 speed, like, it gave me the second Pokemon above base 100. Um, the last isn't, but It needs to be a 2 Pokemon overall base above base 100. Could be better, but still. It gets coverage for ground types in Surf and Grass Knot. The lack of hidden power, which by the way, I failed to mention on any of these Pokemon, but it doesn't really matter for many of them, other than like Gardevoir HP Fire, and I guess Rotom HP Fire, but like most of these Pokemon never ran HP Ice, or any HP to be honest. Helios did. But Helios is like the first big one, because it ran HP Ice, but I'm saying this as if there was a specific Pokemon it ran HP Ice for. There was not. It was just an option. But Helios, I just looking for a Pokemon base 100, and I need a normal type, and Helios is the only Pokemon who fit that. So it gets, and its stabs hit pretty hard. Like Hyper Voice, I love normal stab. Uh, Offensive normal stab, it's solid. It's not like broken, but it's still solid. Just because the lack of resistances, Steel and Rock are the only two, so I guess Ghost is immunity, but uh, he has coverage to hit. He goes up to Wealth and Dark Pulse. I'm pretty sure he gets Focus Blast as well, so he can hit uh, Steel and Rock Type still. So like, it's a normal option. It's pretty solid. That's what I primarily drafted it for. And it doesn't necessarily beat ground 90% of the time, just because Surf and Grass don't do enough. But it gets U-turn as well, which I actually really like on Helios. Uh, like I don't know, HP Ice or I guess Hidden Power in general, going for it hurt it, but still solid. It's you use this generation, which I find really cool. I like Helios. Last Pokemon was Rhyperior. Okay. Rhyperior gave me a few things. Gave me a rocker. Gave me a solid rocker. That was a cringy joke. Please do not. You can unsubscribe. I don't blame you. If you are subscribed now, which you should be. Just kidding. But 115 HP, 130 defense, and solid rock, which means you are taking power whips from Serena. You probably will, like, from like a modest one, non-attack invested, zero IVs. Yeah, 100% you'll take that. Actually, you probably will on series turn take a non-invested power whip from Serena, just because, especially with max HP. Actually, I'm used to using max HP, defensive one. I prefer using my Rhyperior more bulky, as in defensive, but offensive, just a bulky offensive Pokemon. I think that's generally how you're supposed to run it, but I don't follow the laws of physics, so I don't care. But the team doesn't have a rocker outside of this Pokemon. I don't have a single rocker outside of Rhyperior. So, but I mean, I have a Spiker in Garbodor and Golisopod, so that helps a little bit. And my hazard removal also isn't fantastic, but I guess Mo and Noivern can handle it. I had something in my mouth. My bad for that, but uh, I mean, Earthquake, Edgequake is fantastic. You just stab, it's great because like Steel types swap into Stone Edge, but not Earthquake. Uh, you know, most times it's swap into the ground, but not flying up in the ground, but not rock. So like it's a lot of 50-50s with Rhyperior, and its coverage option is not bad. Like Ice Punch, Mega Horn, Aqua Tail. Uh, yeah. And he gets Sword Dance, and it can run Rock Polish Weakness Policy really well because it's so bulky that it takes a super effective hit relatively easy. Uh, so you get the Weakness Policy activated, and you get the +2, and you're like 400 base speed, not base speed, but 400 speed at that. Cause I think you hit like, or it's close to, it's like 360 probably, but I don't know. But there's not much to say about Rhyperior outside of that. I'm probably using it more as a rocker, because the team lacks rocks. So, but like in general, like I like the team. I'll be honest. I like the team. I like these two most: Gardevoir, Pangoro, and Noivern. Like these are my three favorite Pokemon teams. Uh, no doubt. Like outside of that, uh, Mo is great. Taramaka is can potentially be great. Uh, Helix is alright, but like if I didn't think about the team, it'd probably be Pod because I just don't like Pod as a Pokemon. I think it's overrated. Like it's U this gen, which it was RU last gen, but it's pretty good in RU last gen. But I don't know. I just in draft, I feel like Pod abused the fact that you don't generally prep for you don't sit there and prep and say, oh hey, I gotta have an answer for Pod. Just a 90 base power stab coming off a 125 base attack. Uh, gee, but I was reading Discord notification off my home, but it's I it's pretty solid. Like I don't know. Outside of that, having literally one rocker is pretty bad. Having two Pokemon above base 100, that's actually manageable. But my features are good. Like I'm fine with these features. I have proper amount of breakers. I have bulk in Garbodor, Rotom-Mow, Flareon, even Pod to an extent, but yeah, and Doublade. But the team takes bulky offense, kind of like as in Rhyperior, as in Rotom-Mow. Obviously, Rotom-Mow isn't necessarily bulky offense, but it's relatively bulky. Uh, Pod pretty bulky. However, it can be bulky. It's depending on how I use it. Same thing with Gardevoir. It's a lot more offensive team, but we still have options like Garbodor for defensive, and that's the team. Week 1 we face Zeus. It's a very tough week 1 matchup. Week 3 we play Jason. So our first 3 weeks or I guess are 1 and 3. Week 2's Hazy, so easy dub. But that's only half a joke because I think Hazy watches my vids. I think. I think he watched my draft one. But anyway, uh, shout out to Hazy for being a very supportive person in the Discord community. Uh, I just gotta play the UPBL for week 5, but we don't talk about that. I'll probably get that done tomorrow. But this will be going up today. Uh, this is today Monday, Tuesday team builder for this. Wednesday match. Do you want 3 of these in a row? Probably not. I should probably throw in a showdown live somewhere. I should do that tomorrow. But I don't want to do. I should do a showcase. I think, but Tuesday probably be a showcase, as in tomorrow. Uh, Wednesday probably UPBL team builder. Thursday match. Friday this. Saturday this, as in tier 3 team builder. Saturday match, and then from there on, I don't know. I don't care. That's a week later, so I don't feel worried with that yet. Um, in general, you're welcome to tell me how the team is in the comments. Uh, and yeah, there's our tier 3 and below league season 3. Preferably we can keep. So if we go undefeated, we gotta win in playoffs this time. Season 1 we went undefeated, 8-0 regular season, lost in quarters. I was like half depressed here and then, so I didn't really care. I was on mobile. I was at soccer, and that was just a bad time to play. But I didn't care. I still opted to play. That was my fault. But uh, season 2, 5-3 regular season, number four seed. Uh, it wasn't a narrow playoff race. We were pretty secure in playoffs. Uh, I think the next one was like 3-5. I think was the next one. So I had playoffs pretty locked. Like I wasn't worried about not making playoffs. But and then made it to finals. We get hacked out of our finals win. But hey, at least we made it to finals. Uh, season three. We'll see how we're going. I already know our first 3 weeks matches, and well, oof, oof, there's something that's at the very least there's something. Uh, but I think tier three might be my favorite draft league in general. Uh, like UPBL obviously is my league, therefore I'm inclined to say that's the best one. As well as TDA. I might record TDA. I'm not sure of that, but I'll figure that out later. Um, I'm playing this and UPBL right now. Probably not TDA, but I'll probably rush record GPA season 6 because that league I absolutely suck in. I'm gonna be honest. I cannot make playoffs in my life. Uh, from now on, it's not gonna be tier three, but it's probably be like another 2 minutes to be talking about GPA, but and general stuff, which I think is also something we should talk about every now and then. But um, GPA season two, I went 2-6. Season three, 2-6. Season four, 2-6. Not just because it was bad. It's just that league I could not be good in. Because I was in UPBL, I was dominating in UPBL. Uh, season two, I was 5-3. It died out then. That was season two. Season three, I went 8-1. So at that point, that season three was about the time of all that. So like I was dominating in other leagues, and the same thing as this happened in your tier three or GPA as well, and I was dominating here. Like I was dominating everywhere except for GPA. I just couldn't do good in GPA. Uh, and so ended up in season 4.5 was a mid-season league, or not a mid-season, but it was the transition between Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield. Like Sword and Shield was coming out, so we are gonna do a smaller tourney. Uh, 3 people in a division, number one seed made playoffs. Uh, I beat everyone there. Uh, I went 3-0. I faced Cal Draco, which is one of the toughest opponents I've ever played in Draft League, but I got smashed by his Mew. It was a Calm Mind Vacuum Wave Mew, and I got smashed by it. I think I got 6-0'd by it. No, I know I got 6-0'd by it, but anyway, I beat Cal in quarters. I don't know if he knows the quarters. Uh, hmm. But anyway, I beat him in playoffs, and then I made the finals. I played Risky. I didn't like Risky was the coach, but I had a Bucephalon. It won me my quarters. It won me my semis and finals match. I ended up winning the season, 4.5. I can't win regular season, but I win the off season. That's what that was. But um, season 5, which just ended, actually. Well, it just ended for me. As in week 8, quarters happened last week. Semis are happening now. This week, and the finals will be next week, obviously. Uh, season week 6, I was number 2 seed in my division, which I found very cool because I was looking to win in playoffs. Uh, my schedule, I 6-0'd week 6, which actually will be bumped me up to there. No, I think I 5-0'd actually. It was just like I got a sweep with one Pokemon. No, I 6-0'd. No, I 6-0'd. It was Rummy. He was our number 2 seed, by the way. Before I took it over. Um, so week 7, I was 4-2, I think. Let's go look. Now we can go look. A 5. Go look now. You see me here, freaking losing play on Zoom. But anyway, was I took an L week one versus Hobbs Exacts, but actually I just realized that they actually mattered because I would have made playoffs otherwise.
Hmm.
I'm salty, but anyway, uh, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. I remember that. Got smashed by Charizard. 3-2, 4-2. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I was 4-2 as of week 6. Week 7 comes along. I face Cal. My worst nightmare. I hate facing Cal because I seem to get smashed every single time. Like, have I ever beaten Cal? I beat him. Yeah, I just talked about beating Cal in 4.5. But we said my face Cal, I get smashed for my week 8 match. Uh, basically all I have to do is win versus literally the last seeded person in our division. He was last seed. He was 1-6, and I lose. I get smashed by a Blastoise. That pissed me off because it was just so annoying. I faced our bottom seed of our division, and I still lose. I got smashed by 5-0. I think it was 5-0. It was 4-0. Same thing. It's literally just as bad. I got beaten by freaking physical stuff. That's Blastoise. Regular Blastoise, by the way. That made me mad, dude. Remember when I was number 2 seed in our division? Like, I was 4-2. Looking out, and everyone was talking about how it's like doing really well and how I actually was gonna make playoffs for once. And then it was just kind of no, no, you're not gonna make playoffs. And I've never made playoffs in a regular season GPA. I've been here since season 2, so I mean it is aggravating. And this dude came in, he was like 1-3, and he came out, or I think it was like 1-2. The team was like 1-2. He replaced, and he kind of just beat everyone with it. But anyway, the only one he lost was Cal, which I mean, it's not disrespectful to lose to Cal. I think Cal lost in quarters because he got hacked. And that was unfortunate. Like I was kind of rooting for Cal at that point. I got smashed by Cal. Uh, Jason and Cal, like number 1 seed. Freak. Cal lost, Jason lost, and Zeus lost. Like, cause Smiley beat Jason. I actually don't remember if Zeus lost. Zeus lost. I can check on my. I'll check on my phone. But I know Cal lost the hacks. GPA, there it is. Announcements. Can't find it. There it is. Yeah, that's what I thought. Zeus lost. Zeus lost to Raptors. So our number in the whole league, 1, 2, and 3 got knocked out first round of playoffs. Like, geez. But it's very unfortunate. I did not make playoffs here. But I was slightly salty, but ultimately I know it's my fault. Uh, like if I had beaten Hockey week 1, whatever, not that big of a deal. Um. Anyway, I'm sorry for rambling for like 10 minutes, but you know we need to have these talks every now and then. Yeah. So this is a draft breakdown. Week 1 will go up this week sometime. I don't remember when I said, but I think I said Friday, Saturday. I think is when I said. Uh, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. uh, uh, hopefully we can make it to playoffs and actually win the season of Tier 3 and below. Because I make playoffs like every single league I've ever been in, except for GPA. Also GPA, I made playoffs every single league. But this one, like not this one, I almost always make finals as well. Uh, I just lose in finals. Like I won't go back and look, but I lost in uh Tier 3 and below season 2 finals. I lost in Luxury League finals. Number 1 seed there. Still lost. uh, playing well, and then I just like kind of lost. Yeah, I'm not gonna go back to it, but because Discord's not working on my computer, otherwise I probably would. But so hopefully this is our season. This is our league to dominate regular season 8-0 with a busted team. Cause I swear the team's busted. Uh, the only flaw is like stealth rock, but whatever. Stealth rocks. They're not necessary. I don't get on me when I lose a match because I don't have stealth rocks. Because I didn't bring my period with stealth rocks. I can always guarantee it's gonna happen, but yeah. Tell me about the team. Tell me what do you think we're gonna do? What do you think my final record's gonna be? Is it gonna be 8-0? Is it gonna be 5-3 again? Is it gonna be 8-0 again? I predicted myself with the 8-0, but I forgot the again. But we'll go with different records: 6-2, 4-4, 0-8. I mean, it's possible. Or we go 2-6 like GPA regular season. See, you know what? I feel like this could be a season where we're gonna go back, and since we called it GPA tier grade below now, I'm gonna be 2-5, 2-6, because I was known for being 2-6. I was known for not being bad. I was just known for being 2-6 and not being bad in GPA. Because Zeus runs it, so or is one of the three runners of it, admins of it. I think there's maybe three or four, but Zeus played UPBL with me, and he knew I was not bad. I just sucked in GPA. I really don't know what it was about it, because I would say I was just not adapted to the, oh hey, you gotta use points for a draft, but tier 3, that needed points. But Luxury League, that needed points, and I dominated both of them. It's unfortunate that is it, but anyway, uh, tell me about it in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.